Okay. Exciting times ahead. Very much so. So, folks, let's get right into the action, shall we? Let's talk. And I know you guys are quite bemused, confused by the title, but I have to make it mention to you guys. Hello everyone, I'm Simon Preston and welcome back to Reggae Boyz Commentary. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video on this channel. Really appreciate it. This is your hub for everything Jamaican football related. This is your hub for your number one source in Jamaican football, men, women, futsal, beach, everything. So, in relation to yesterday's video, I spoke about potential changes that lie ahead for the World Game. In the 2026 edition of the FIFA World Cup, there are plans to not only expand the World Cup from 32 to 48 teams, but there is also a plan as well to change the format from 16 groups of 3 teams in each group, but in addition to that, to change it to 12 groups of 4 teams in each group. This would avoid the situation where one team would have completed their games and another 2 teams in a group having a game to play. So, with that being said, that basically sends us into a perimeter where no collusion is there, so to speak. So from that angle, you'd have to say that it's positive, absolutely positive. And what can you say about that? You know, there's nothing much that you can do to complain about it because it's exciting. So that's good from that angle. So another point that was made that I made mention about in yesterday's video is that the plan is if a game is drawn in the group stages of a World Cup, then you go straight to a penalty shootout. If Jamaica defeats Germany in a penalty shootout of a World Cup group stage match, then Jamaica will get 2 points and Germany gets 1 point. So basically, here's the thing. All right. Before such an idea can be introduced to a World Cup, it's quite natural and prudent that such a competition would be used, tested, experimented, guinea pigged in some aspect in regional competitions prior to the World Cup. So bearing in mind there's 2 CONCACAF Gold Cups before the World Cup, 2023 and 2025. You'll have the Euros 2024, you'll have another Copa America 2024, you'll have the Asian Cup as well, you have the Oceania Cup. So FIFA could very much say, let's experiment this format in terms of utilizing it in relation to the essentially, yeah, utilizing it within the Gold Cup. And that would mean that Jamaica would be personally using in the group stage, instead of having a draw, basically a penalty shootout. So here's my thought about it, yeah? Here's my thought. If Jamaica plays Guadeloupe in a Gold Cup and the match ends 1-1, Jamaica gets a point, Guadeloupe gets a point, right? Cool. If Jamaica plays Guadeloupe in the next Gold Cup and the game goes to penalties, Jamaica can get up to 2 points, while Guadeloupe will only get 1. So in that aspect, you would say, instead of Jamaica getting 1 and Guadeloupe getting 1, Jamaica can actually leave with 2 points and Guadeloupe getting 1. So Jamaica can have that slender advantage from that group stage game, if you understand exactly what I mean. If I'm being honest with you, amongst my peers, they are totally against this. 150% against such an idea. And you can understand why. And personally, I can understand why persons would have this sort of view. I really do. I really do understand why persons would be skeptical, hesitated towards this. And I see your comments in, folks. I do honestly see your comments, and I will be getting to them quite shortly. But what I want to cement to you guys is this, and it's quite simple, right? As human beings, I think at times we're quite reluctant to change. We like the way things are and we don't want things to change. But I implore you to read the novel Who Moved My Cheese. Read the novel Who Moved My Cheese and you'll have a different perspective on things. Wickedman Chris says, FIFA giving the big teams a lifeline. Okay, man, them need that TV revenue. Melvin Levy says, up Simon, up. Then probably use that format in the Club World Cup. Possibly. Possibly. That could be using like FIFA Club World Cup. You know? You know? I could definitely see it in that way. It wouldn't surprise me at all. You know? It honestly wouldn't surprise me the least to see that sort of format. You know? Every time I drive and I see the Brazilian flags, I'm like, okay, so you're telling me you're a Brazilian flag fan all along? Zine? And then there's, to my left, there's an man with an Argentina flag. Interesting. Really, really interesting, you know? So, we'll see. We shall see. We'll see how people, I know everyone reacts to it, you know? But some compelling ties already, because when you're bearing in mind the Netherlands versus Argentina, England, France, Brazil, Croatia, and potentially Spain, Portugal, you're looking at really, really, really good games in the quarterfinals of this tournament in particular, you know? Triple Doogie says, where's the next Gold Cup at? The next Gold Cup will be hosted in the United States of America. That is where the next Gold Cup will be played. In the United States of America. Personally, this no make no sense. Still do a shootout and still have to split points makes no sense. Think about it, Wickedman Chris. Jamaica plays Cuba, Gold Cup, match ends in a draw. Jamaica get a point, Cuba get a point. You go to a shootout, Jamaica wins the shootout, Jamaica gets an additional point. So instead of getting 3 points, Jamaica gets 2 points from the 2 points. So Jamaica would leave that day with 2 points, Cuba gets 1 point. So just think about that for a moment and tell me exactly how you feel. If that is something that you say towards, or it's something that you feel towards. So do tell me how you feel about that in particular. Do let me know how you feel about that matter in particular. If it's something that you agree with, if that is something that you relish, is that something that we should look forward to seeing, you know? So I look forward to hear what you have to say, folks. But one way or another, folks, penalty kicks in a group stage of a FIFA tournament is a reality that we're going to have to accept at some point. I'm being quite frank and honest with you. Whether it's 2026, 2030, 2034, it's a reality that we're going to have to expect. Simon, if we get 3 instead of still getting 2 points, and then 1 year reward the next team for losing, they lose a shootout, but they didn't lose in 90 minutes. You understand what I mean? Because the game in 90 minutes ended in a level score, so both teams get 1 point for that. So now, if Jamaica goes and wins the shootout, that's 1 more point for Jamaica. So Jamaica would leave that day with 2 points and Cuba with 1. You understand what I mean? Triple Do, you said, I know that, just to the ox, because last year, Florida, I never know location, it changed. Won't get forgot a match, you say. Yeah. But yeah, as you know, guys, before the pandemic 2019, Jamaica hosted 2 games in the Gold Cup. So did Costa Rica. Are there plans for this in the future? Yes, but I don't think we're at the stage yet where, for an example, Jamaica will only host the Gold Cup, or Costa Rica will only host the Gold Cup. We're still some distance away where a Central American team only, or a Caribbean team only, can host the Gold Cup. We're still some distance away from that happening. So that's what I'll say where that is concerned. We're not at that stage and level just yet. It's still some distance, still some time before we get to that rich vein of things, you know? So it's all about patience, you know? So that is what I'll say where that is concerned, you know? So that's where we are with everything. Why we're not at that stage? Quite simple. The facilities, that's one. We're not ready to host an entire Gold Cup. We only have 2 FIFA regulated facilities that can host matches tomorrow morning. We'd have to go and improve the current facilities that we have. We meet the criteria of having 2 international airports right now. We meet the criteria of having sufficient training facilities separate and apart from the stadium. We have accommodation facilities, which we have checked off. But other than the National Stadium and the Catherine Hall facility, Montego Bay Sports Complex, would have to improve Jared Park. If we improve Jared Park, that's 3. If we can make amends to the Trinity Multipurpose Stadium, that will be 4. And if we can improve the stands at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, then that will be 5. You know, so if we want to host our Gold Cup, we're going to need five venues, and we're only 40% where that is concerned. If the man them make countries bid a country, I go find the money and build stadiums and facilities. Well, look, as I said, we're not at the stage yet where Jamaica can host a Gold Cup by itself. So if Jamaica hosts games at 2025 Gold Cup, then we'll share it with the United States, share it with Canada, but we can't host it by ourselves. Jamaica can host a CONCACAF Under-17 Championship by itself or an Under-20 Championship by itself, but to say that we can go and host a Gold Cup, we're not at that stage just yet. Honestly speaking, we're still some distance away from that being a reality. You know? So, that's what we have to bear in mind. You know? So let that sink in, folks. Something that we're going to have to mesh and get into. You know? Yeah, folks. Let me know what you guys think about that. Think. Alright, give me your thoughts about the penalty shootout, if this is something that you'd welcome, or if this is something in a group stage that you don't want to ever see happen. I'm intrigued to hear what you guys have to say. Alright guys, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, and don't forget to subscribe to Reggae Boyz commentary for more content. Alright, hit that bell notification, hit that like button. Alright guys, right now. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content.